This is People Power with Priscilla. We are the people. We have the power. We're doing a little switcheroo this morning. So in a few minutes, we're gonna have a special guest on, Winston Pierre. He's actually running for District 5 City Councilor. So we're gonna be talking to him in a few minutes. But I wanted to talk about this morning, about tomorrow at the Bruce Bowling Building at 5:30. There's going to be a forum that the Black Agenda Coalition is putting on. It will be with, let me make sure that I have the right information. Let me just check my little, what's the next thing called? My messages, because I wanna give the right information. I know it's District 7, but I also don't know if it's if there's gonna be some at large, and that's what I wanna look at and see. So, the Black Agenda Coalition presents. It's going to be a presentation and forum to hear from D7 and at-large City Council. It's going to be tomorrow, October the 24th, 2025. The doors open at 5:30. Food will be served at the Bruce Bowling Building, 2300 Washington Street in Roxbury. So come out and hear and listen to what's going on with the district. So we know we have two finalists for District 7. We have two finalists for District 7, and we have 8 finalists for at-large. And so we are going to hear from them and see what they have to say. And that will be tomorrow at the Bruce Bowling Building. At the Bruce Bowling Building at 5:30 to about 8. There'll be food served, and you'll hear about the Black Agenda Coalition, who they are and what they're trying to do. You know, we do have an election November the 4th. I'm hoping and praying that people will go out and vote. Your vote is your voice. And since there's really not a mayor's race anymore, we still hope that people will come out, because there's a District 5 race. There's District 7, which a lot of people are interested in, and is the at-large race. And so we have the 4 incumbents, and then we have 4 new people that are running for the at-large seat. So we, Boston, y'all need to get out and vote, for real. This makes no sense that we have in the city of Boston, with over 700,000 residents, 423,000 registered voters, and only 96,000 went to the polls. How do we convince people that they need to go to the preliminaries, that they need to go to the primaries, that they need to go to vote in September and don't wait until November? I don't know what it's gonna take to convince our people. I know a lot of people aren't into politics, but it affects us. Politics affects each and every one of us. You see all
Hi, this is Pastor Bruce Wall with Boston Praise Radio and TV and WBPG-LP 102.9 FM radio. I want to speak to the churches in Boston and beyond. If you have a notice that you would like us to air on our radio, TV, social media, and internet station, we will air it at no charge to you. The event has to be a non-ticketed event. If your event is free, we will air the notice for free. That's right, we will air it at no cost to you. We are a church-based radio and TV station, and we want to support your ministry. You can send your notice to us at bostonpraiseradio.tv at gmail.com. bostonpraiseradio.tv at gmail.com, or send it to us at Global Ministries Christian Church, 670 Washington Street, Dorchester, Mass., zip code 02124. Global Ministries Christian Church, 670 Washington Street, Dorchester, Mass., zip code 02124. Again, we will not charge you for the announcement. This is a community service for the churches.
Construction is going on in the streets, all these buildings that are being built. I mean, you go down one street and it's a detour. You go down another street, it's a detour. I mean, there's construction all over this city. And who's working these jobs? Are there people that look like us on these jobs? Are there females on these jobs? Are there Boston residents? I mean, I just don't understand us. We're quick to complain, but we don't want to do anything. You know, we want other people to do for us. Wake up, Boston. Really, wake up. So my guest should be arriving any moment, and we're going to talk about his candidacy, and see what his vision is for District 5. Also, I want to let people know that tomorrow at 11, I believe it's 11 o'clock, 11:30, the Franklin Park Defenders are going to be down at Copley at GBH Studios. From what I understand, the mayor is going to be down there, and so the Franklin Park Defenders are going to come down there. I guess they're going to be outside looking in, but if you're not doing anything, you know, come by there. Come and see and hear what our mayor has to, what she has to say. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to keep on saying it, that I really believe, it really hurts that we don't have a mayor contest, you know. I just, I don't understand the logic, and I don't know because I wasn't part of the in crowd or whatever. But I don't understand how a person comes in second and drops out. It makes no sense to me. And so, with that being said and done, what was it all about? What was the real deal? You know, because we don't go to the primaries. We don't go to the preliminaries. And what we say, oh, I'm gonna wait till November to vote. I'm gonna wait till November to vote. And then the person that you were gonna vote for, that you plan on voting for in November, doesn't make it or drops out. I mean, someone help me understand that. I just help me understand it, because it doesn't make any sense. And I've been saying it, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. You know, so what's the question? What's the question? We have a question. Come on in. Oh yeah. About what? No. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Yeah, he can share an announcement, I guess. Depends on what it is. No, sir. He can share an announcement. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Okay. We're on air, so get in your spot. Okay. So I believe we have a caller with a question.
Hello.
Good morning, Siddiqui. How are you?
Not bad. Just had a quick announcement, because I know you got your guests coming on.
Mm-hmm.
And so just essentially, in terms of the Black Community Information Center and, the Nubian Square Coalition is a component of the Information Center. So on November 1st, the coalition is sponsoring a major event at the quote-unquote Nubian Library, because what it is that, with the major victory we had in 2019 with the name change of Nubian Square and Nubian Station, of course, we want the Nubian Library, but we're doing an actual celebration beginning at 2 o'clock p.m. At the Nubian Library down there on Dudley Street. 1:30, we're going to do a press conference, and then from 2 to 4, we'll be in the library there for the celebration. And we're saying folks to come on out, and, of course, we're emphasizing the fact to the mayor that we want the Nubian Library name. But this is an open celebration for the community, and we welcome everyone to come on down and celebrate.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Siddiqui.
Right.
Okay. Have a great day. So, my guest has arrived. Good morning, Winston. How are you?
Good morning. I'm excellent. It's a beautiful way to start my day.
Yes, you are. I don't think I can hear you. You got to lift the mic a little bit to you.
What about now?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's better. Okay. So, how are you?
Excellent. I've been looking forward to being People Power Podcast. I'm so excited to be here. This is the best way to start the day.
So we know what you got, like 2 weeks?
Less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks. And you are running for District 5.
Right.
Which is now being held by Enrique.
That's
Pepe?
correct.
Yes. And so, is this his first term, or I think this is his first term, or second? Is this his second term?
This is his first. He's trying to go to his second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, Winston, I know you work for the city, right?
That's correct.
What did you do at the city?
At the city, I studied at the Human Rights Commissions with Commission Makosh, where we work on accessibility for senior citizens and accessibility for people with disability as well. One of the major contributions that I was able to make to that department was the city at that time on the Mayor Walsh was working on the Imagine Boston 2030. And one of the critical pieces that was not factored is when we're talking about creating city that work for everyone, does that include senior citizens and people with disability? What can we do to make sure they can participate in the civic and social life in the city of Boston? That's when I conducted the accessibility survey, talking with residents, people who have people with disability, and different advocates, and kind of hearing the opinions about what does a 2020, 2030 mean for someone with disability. So that was my first start with Mayor Walsh. Then I moved to become Director of Diversity for Mayor Walsh. And one of the signature things that we were able to work on was the Boston Police Cadet Program, which allow young folks between 18 to 25 getting the training needed to become a police officer. And that was significant because as of now, most of the time, if you want to become a police officer, if you have a military background or you have someone inside the force, it's easier. And black and brown folks in our neighborhood, it often tend to be a challenge. And with the cadet, it breaks that. If we're looking at young people who are very active in the community and try to give them a chance to become a police.
Okay, but I thought the cadet program was around for a while. What?
It was around for a while, and Mayor Walsh kind of reinvent it in a way that it gives focus on emphasizing on community policing.
Okay.
So the goal is really about like what are the young people that we see that are very active in the YMCAs, in the BCYF. What are they doing? Are they part of the? They have a mentoring program for Turning Point. Are they part? How much active are they? And it can really groom them to kind of become a, I don't want to say police, but getting the training. And eventually the hope has always been making sure when we're talking about community policing,
This is Gwinnett Scott, inviting you to join us for the Praise is What We Do telethon on Sunday, December 28th at 4 p.m. You can hear the concert live on WBPG-LP 102.9 FM and at www.bostonpraiseradio.tv. as we lift up praise and raise support to keep this ministry on the air. Mark your calendar, December 28th, 4 p.m. That's December 28th, 4 p.m.
Young people in our neighborhood to be part of this program. It was very, very targeted on the Mayor Wash, and that's what the weaving came from, making sure that we are targeting those folks, and the conversation goes beyond that. 67% of the people that I recruit back then were young people of color, which is a milestone.
So when you left did you leave the city? You still work for the city, or
I eventually left the city.
you work for the state now, right?
I moved back to the state. Yeah.
And so what do you do? What did you do there?
So I studied at the state in 2014, 14, first term Governor Baker. I was a policy fellow. One of the many things that I had the unique opportunity to work on it. Whenever there's big contract, what can the state can do to ensure minority-owned business can participate, right? We also had the opportunity to work very close with MIRA, Massachusetts Immigrant Advocacy Coalitions, to create ally items for what we call the Welcome Back Center at Banker Hill Community College, which enable foreign trained professional immigrant in the healthcare field to get a quicker path to a certification, right?
For the work for like procurement.
The procurement piece was with access and opportunity with Governor Baker, and we work on job training opportunity for foreign trained professional immigrant. So what does that entail? It's if you are a foreign trained professional in the medical field, anywhere you come from, as long as you come to Massachusetts, many states have different law. Once you arrive in Massachusetts, that doesn't mean that you're gonna work as a doctor. That doesn't mean that you're gonna work as a nurse, all right? And that has been a significant barriers and also lead to a lot of identity crisis. I know people who had PhD back home. I might say back home, that doesn't mean Haiti per se. It could be anywhere else, right? And they came here, they couldn't work on what they have studied or what they have the expertise on. And while we have a market that is saturated, that is asking for this talent, because we need cultural competency when we're talking about the medical field. And back then, when I was doing that study, working with Mira as a fellow for the governor, for a foreign trained nurse, in order to be recertified in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you will need to spend at least 4 years and spend minimum $150,000. Again, that is assuming you already speak English, because if you don't speak English, it will take you much more. And number two, there are certain certification and credential that you have to maintain. As you know, for anything in medical field, certain credential, if you don't renew them, it expires, it's gone. So you imagine that everyone who came to America or Massachusetts, you are coming because you're looking for opportunities. Having to pay $150,000, having to spend 4 years, that's a lot, and that's why we're trying to see what can the state do to eliminate some of those bureaucratic red tape to allow people who have the skill set, who are here legally, have the drive to succeed and can serve the community. Give them the process, give them the leg up to be able to do that.
So what made you decide to run for city council?
I am a father, husband, and I live in Hyde Park. And one thing that you'll know about Hyde Park, we have the highest infant mortality rate. Where I live now, it's 02136, but it used to be 02126. And 02126, which is Mattapan, we have the shortest life expectancy. At the same token, if you're looking at the budget for the city of Boston, District 5 received the lowest amount of funding in this past fiscal year. And I think it's time to have someone who's ready to speak up, show up for our neighbor, and making sure that District 5 residents are getting their fair share in the city budget.
So what does District 5, I know it's a little bit of Rosendale, Hyde Park, and Mattapan. Are those the three?
Hyde Park, they say Wheatville now, but yes, so the 3 or 4.
Okay. So it's Mattapan, Rosendale,
Hyde Park, Wheatville, wasn't it?
Reedville. Isn't Reedville Hyde Park?
It's still 02136, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but oh well. Anyway, so as a city councilor, let me ask you this question: how do you feel about White Stadium?
I've been vocal about that. I think it is a missed opportunity for us as a city to not prioritize black and brown folks right now, to not prioritize Madison Park right now. I do in support of renewing the stadium, but not at that price, right? If we want to do it for the BPS students, there is a conservative group, Emerald Necklace, who had a proposal where it would have cost at least 30 million. I think that even 30 million, that's, it's a lot of money, but that's doable. But when we go over 200 million, while at the same token, we're talking about one of the most challenging time in the history of the city of Boston, because from a federal perspective, we are losing 300 million on housing, education, and food. And you and I both know when we're talking about losing this kind of money, what demographic is going to suffer the most. We're also talking about a time where there's a lot of high food insecurity, a lot of challenges for housing, especially those on a fixed income and senior citizen. We're not trying to protect those. We're creating a stadium that costs 200 million. And the other thing about that is when the stadium is built, number one, more traffic. Number two, it denies us access to the Fenway Park like that, to the Franklin Park like that. And number three, something people don't realize. Anytime you're talking about big money like that, you don't get to pay to the stadium like that. You got to go to pay right now, because it will be the people make the investment. There will be a lot of private investment in cities in there. It's not like you and I, the same way that our kid used to go. You will have to go to the stadium like that. You will have to go through a process to reserve, and some of those stakeholders will try to get the money back. So they are taking something away from our community.
Right, I totally agree. I'm not a fan of this White Stadium stuff. Actually, I was just announcing about that the mayor's going to be on GBH tomorrow, and I believe that the Franklin Park Defenders are going to be down there to observe. But I just want to talk about this this mass blackout. It says we are not asking, we're shutting it down. Mass blackout, November 25th through December 2nd. The largest economic blackout protest in U.S. history begins November 25th. No work, no spending, no restaurants, no projects, no events, no restaurants. No backing out. Prepare for the impact. To prevent spike spending before and after the blackout, we ask that all participants purchase goods needed from community-owned stores and markets leading up to and after the dates. This helps with sustained impact and keeps our money out of the mega business pockets. So this is something that I received. So, they want to do a mass blackout from November 25th to December 2nd. We know that's the holiday seasons and stuff, and people are out spending their money that some of them don't have, and it's all about Christmas and just, prioritizing spending your money, making your children happy. But there's a lot of ways that you can do that. That's why I like Kwanzaa every year, because Kwanzaa is after Christmas, and it's from the 26th to the of December to the 1st of January. And time is getting away from us. And, I cannot believe that we are in October. We're almost at the end of October.
Right.
Time is like flying, and we don't have a lot of...
Dear friends, This is Pastor Bruce Wall. Your support keeps WBPG-LP 102.9 FM radio on the airwaves. We are proud to be Boston's only black-owned, FCC-licensed, church-based FM radio station. Daily, we bring you news, gospel music, and talk radio. Many of you have asked about our operating costs. It takes $5,000 each month to keep the station running. Consider making a financial gift of $10, $20, $100, or even $1,000 to help us continue to bring you the content you love. You can send your donations via Cash App to $BPI-TV, 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 or mail your support to Boston Praise Radio and TV at 670 Washington Street, Dorchester, Mass. Zip code 02124. That's 670 Washington Street, Dorchester, Mass. Zip code 02124. Without your crucial support, Boston Praise Radio and TV may no longer be able to bring you the programs you love. Your contributions make a real difference.
All the time. And we do have this race.
Right.
We have an opportunity to make some changes if we want, as far as city councilors at large, but we don't have a choice when it comes to the mayor's race. We don't have a choice.
Right.
And I'm gonna keep talking about it, I guess, until can't really nobody shut me up but God, so I guess I'll just keep talking about it. But it's really sad, and so tell me, what are some of the things, like what is your take on deed restriction?
I think at this point of where we are in the city of Boston, looking at the zoning changes on the square and street and all those conversations, that's something that is lacking the community input, and that's what most recently we have the Square and Street in Worsley, right? They are doing it in Hyde Park. They were supposed to do one in Mattapan. They are looking at the deed restriction. They are looking at the ADU. One piece that is lacking is the conversation has been always silo. You get a group of bureaucrats coming in and say, this is what I want to do, versus engaging you and I about, hey, you know what? I know you live here. Maybe you're probably a longest term resident in that neighborhood. Here's what we are thinking. I want to make sure not only this is what we're thinking, before I even propose that, let me do an impact study. If I were to do that, how will that impact your property tax, right? Because we know whenever we have did with any new construction, whatever the case might be, it impacts us positively or negatively, right?
Yeah, my taxes just went up.
Right.
So my mortgage went up.
Right.
By a couple of $100.
Right.
For what?
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. It's
So you're right. So that's where we stand. I think that's why one of the many things I'm calling for right now, if we come November 5th, I am elected, or November 4th. November 5th, we'll start the process of creating an advisory District 5 advisory council, similar to what D7 had. For what it's worth, it encouraged participation. And one of many things I will always making sure is like no single decision in the city of Boston that will impact people's quality of life should be made without giving people enough notice. Too often we are walking down the street to say, oh, the street is closed. They could have posted a little paper.
I was just talking about that. You go up and down these streets, and you go down one street, you're on your way, and when you get there, it's a detour.
Right.
And it's ridiculous. All this construction that's going on in this city. I mean, they're just building. Who are they building for? They're not building for us, that's for sure. We're losing our hospitals. We're losing our pharmacies. This just does not make any sense. I don't understand. Well, I do understand it, but it's really a sad situation. And they're trying to gentrify us out. That's just that it's happening.
It is happening. I mean, if you look at the latest census data, right? You've never had any time in recent years where we had so many of black and brown people leave Boston, right? All black people, either black and brown folks, or now we used to leave Boston, go to Brockton. From Brockton, we go to New Bedford, Fall River. But you're okay looking at recent trend. We're not only going to those places. A lot of black and brown folks are going all the way to Atlanta, Texas. And I get friends who already moved to Texas, and they I get to Texas. I get to buy property. That's how the city is getting so unaffordable for our people, or the very same people who make the city of Boston what is it right now. And that's why when we're talking about this race, we say it's important. I want almost like the most important. Every race is important, but this one is consequential for many reasons. Number one, we need accountability. We need a leadership that listens to the people. And more importantly, we have to understand how 2026 is gonna come down upon us. We know the cuts are coming, but they haven't really impacted us yet until January started. And the city of Boston is one of the city of Boston major city in America that rely on property tax to finance social programs. If there is a 3 million cut, more likely mean that your property tax will increase even more by next quarter, because every quarter you receive one. And when your property tax increase, it creates that domino effect that you pass it down to renter if you are a landlord. And that continue to create that whole housing instability.
And what about our seniors? You know, I'm a senior, you know, that live on fixed income.
Right.
You know, that hurts us. So what we got to do? Sell our property,
Right.
or go move in with a family member?
Right.
That's not fair.
It's not. And one of the things that there was an article that I put an op-ed on Duchess Report most recently. I talk about with the crisis looming, the most important thing, or the most human thing city of Boston can do, is a lot of people who have retired, let them live with dignity. By saying that, what I'm implying is city of Atlanta, right, where most of the black and brown people moving to. One thing they do currently right now, they have a anti-displacement relief fund. Senior citizens retired 60 plus, 5 years into retirement, they don't increase your property tax because, number one, you're on a fixed income. Number two, you spend your whole life retired, either sometime even serving the city. Right?
Yes.
The least they can do is protect your dignity, and that's the one thing I'm calling right now. I'm calling for the city to establish the same procedure and ordinance that will establish anti-displacement relief fund for senior citizens and those on a fixed income.
What about rent? Well, it used to be called rent control, but I believe they're changing it to rent stability. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, it's difficult for people. I understand that, you know, landlords they need to make their money so that they can so that they can, you know, keep up. But raising somebody's rent $300, $400, that doesn't make any sense. It makes sense to them because they're making money and there's people that will pay it. But what about the people that can't afford it? What about the people that are working day by day just trying to make ends meet?
That conversation we often see it on one way. The city or any elected official, people looking for get in seat will tell you, well, we don't have to increase rent. But the same token, it has to be like a holistic conversation. We're not going to increase rent, we're going to protect landlord, right? Because if you keep increase your property tax, therefore it puts you in a very difficult situations to pass it down. So the conversation has to be holistic. Yes, we want to protect tenant. A protection to tenant doesn't have to be like, okay, I'm protecting tenant, but I'm gonna increase taxes on landlord. It has to be holistic. How do we make sure? And what you're saying, I will tell you something else that I saw. At least 3 small business in Rosendale was displaced because of they're trying to renew the list. They increased it by 50%, right? And they couldn't do that, right? So if that person were to say, you know what, I'm still gonna go 50% increase on my list, that person will have automatically increased the cost of his product to make up for it. So the conversation has to be holistic. Number one, let's make sure there's no lease hike or excessive rent increase. Then if you can guarantee that to landlord, then you can make sure you can hold them accountable to not increase taxes. But if you keep increasing the taxes, it make it a very difficult conversation. That is why when we're talking about wind stabilization, we haven't.
This is Gwinnett Scott, inviting you to join us for the Praise is What We Do telethon on Sunday, December 28th at 4 p.m. You can hear the concert live on WBPG-LP 102.9 FM and at www.bostonpraiseradio.tv as we lift up praise and raise support to keep this ministry on the air. Mark your calendar, December 28th, 4 p.m. That's December 28th, 4 p.m.
Traction across the city of Boston. Why? Because number one, this is something that's regulated by state. That's number one from us. Number two, in Boston, the greater Boston, we are facing housing crisis, but that's not so much in the Western Mass. In Western Mass, you're looking for people. So when you have a bill of that nature going to the state, guess what happened? Every one delegation from Boston are gonna vote yes. But this is 200 members, right? Everyone from Western Mass or West, they will say no, because as of now, in those neighborhoods, if you take Holyoke, Methuen, Springfield, they are facing what we call neighborhood blight.
Neighborhood what? Blight.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like where literally there's no one in those places, those store, or the building are empty. We're not saying people in Boston should move there. What we're saying is, realistically, what we should think about is, number one, have that conversation protecting tenant and landlord go hand in hand, so you don't create enemies. Then you will get support. Because anytime we're proposing those initiatives, guess who's trying to shut it down? The big landlord and the real estate board. Those are the same one who campaigned against it when we had rent control back in the 80s. You remember that? Now, what we should do, number one, is build more affordable housing that people can afford. Number two, making sure this conversation is not a silo conversation. It's not taken from Peter to give Paul. It's making sure everybody can participate in the pie.
What about elected school committee?
That is long overdue. I mean, the people vote on it. I'm not sure why we have not implemented it. Again, to me, it comes down to having city council who respect the will of the voters and who is brave enough to say, you know what, we need to implement that.
Yeah. We definitely, I really believe that we do need an elected school committee. I don't understand why the budget for the school committee keeps going up, but the student count goes down.
Right.
I don't understand why the Boston Public School buses have to be used to transport people that are not living in Boston. I don't understand why, if someone goes to a charter school from Boston and they don't make it through the whole year, they get sent back, but the money doesn't. I mean, it's all about money, basically, you know. And unfortunately, we can't keep going like this. You know, something has got to stop. We need people in office that are honest, that really care about people, care about the people that they're supposed to be representing. Because a lot of people in city government and state government, they're not representing us. They're representing themselves.
Right.
And that's why I always say we need to run a slate of people, like-minded people, that the city council can buck up against the mayor or, challenge the mayor on some of her policies and procedures and the thing that she's doing. But if the city council was stacked with her people, that's not gonna never happen.
Right. No, you're right. I mean, if you look at, we are in a very strong mayoral city, and we understand that. Yet, last president, I think it was in 2022, where the council has a power that we never had before.
Right.
Back of 200 years, all we have to do is vote ordinance. That's all. Now we have a unique opportunity to vet in a way in the budget, and that's a power that unfortunately we're not using as of now. I mean,
well, we're not using it because a lot of the city councils are got in with the mayor's help.
Right, and that's why we need, any city council, as full disclaimer, any city councilor should be able to work with the mayor, because whoever is the mayor, you gotta respect that. But at the same token, be able to work with the mayor, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to your constituents, right? And that's where the independence leadership is required, is needed as of now in the city council. What is the need in Hyde Park, Mattapan, Rosendale, Whitfield? How do I look at $4.6 billion budget? This is a lot of money we're talking about. This is the GDP of Haiti, Puerto Rico, Bahamas. All those countries combined.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a lot of money. And then the issue you and I are just talking is like, no, it's not because we don't have money. It's because we lack of sense of accountability, respect, and priorities. Respect for the same people that we take your oath to represent.
Right.
Respect for the same very people who build the city, whether long-term citizen, whether small business who make the neighborhood what it is, right? Whether the senior citizen, those who have worked, paved the way. And I think that's a challenge.
Yeah. Okay, Winston, we got 2 minutes. Well, you have 2 minutes to make your pitch on why people should go to the polls on November 4th and vote for you for District 5 City Council.
November 4th, it is a very important day. We have the greatest opportunity to make some change. And that begin with you and I standing up and say enough is enough. District 5, if you are a resident Mattapan, Hyde Park, Rosendale, Whitfield, or know someone, let me tell you a couple things. We are already facing one of the shortest life expectancy, highest infant mortality, and our small business are struggling. Hyde Park, Mattapan, Rosendale, Whitfield, we have some also one of the highest home ownership rate. But most of those homeowners are senior citizens on a fixed income. They are on the verge of losing their house. They are on the verge of losing everything they have worked for and built for. All because we don't have someone who is there to protect them, to demand accountability. I am your candidate for Boston City Council District 5. My name is Winston Pierre. On Tuesday, November 4th, I'm humbly asking for your vote so together we can start to create the Boston that we all deserve. A Boston that respects its residents. A Boston that respects the very same people that make Boston a Boston. Now, if you have not registered to vote, you have until Saturday the 25th to register to vote. Also want to remind you, early voting also begins on Saturday the 25th. Whatever you do, go out and vote.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you coming in. And remember, people, you know, the only way our vote don't count is when we don't cast it. And the only way we're going to make changes in our lives is if we do get out and vote for people who's going to represent us. And so with that being said, my time is up, and prayerfully we'll be here next week, same time, same channel. Peace out.
Ooh, hallelujah. You sit above the throne in the heavens. Thank you. You woke me up this morning, started me on my way. There's so much about you that I cannot explain. You open up the sea, allow the earth to breathe. You're the King, provide enough for me. You're God. Who coverest thyself with the lightest garment, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain. God, blessed is he who walks in your ways. Bless the Lord God in his holy name. Oh, by yourself, yeah. You sit on your throne above all creation. Nothing was known to you, spoken name, and no one can fathom your thoughts nor your ways. And you're the only one, God, worthy to praise. Yeah. Hey. You're the same God. You're the same God. Oh. You're the maker, creator, all that I need. All by yourself. You're the only one, God. Yeah. All by yourself, Jesus. Oh, yes, you are, Jesus. You're the only true living God. God.
How could a heart be so overflowing that it would lay down its life for a friend? How could this mercy be new every morning? It never reaches an end. It will endure forever. You, no one like you, none can compare. Your love is overwhelming. You are my God. I'm standing in awe. Your love is overwhelming, overwhelming. Yeah, yeah. Why would the master come as the servant? Why would the king come empty himself? How does this grace come